All right, ladies and gentlemen, busy night tonight. Storms rotating as soon as they go up. We have many, many tornado watches out tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I believe, of them out. And this is what we have tornadoes on the ground right now. So we're looking up in Keith County here, up around Ogallala. Storm moving rapidly to the north there. We're down, we watched this huge storm move out of Cheyenne County into Dundee County with 4.25-inch diameter hail. It's softball-size hail. That's a storm that had a tornado earlier on tonight. Greeley County, new tornado warnings coming out around Kiowa and Prowers County. Tornado spotted earlier around Holly. And perhaps one of the bigger ones that's going on now, this storm's been on the ground for a while here in Kansas. This is Ness County. I want to take you in here and actually show you the storm that's rotating. So we're north of Dodge City, okay? North and east of Garden City, so we're in southwestern Kansas. This red-green couplet right there showing very, very strong winds inbound and outbound. In other words, you can see the circulation because of the fact that the gradient between this green and red is right there together. That's the notch. So we've got ourselves a rotating supercell, and already from reports, spotters reporting a large tornado on the ground 5 miles west of Highway 283 on the Ness County line. That was just about 10 minutes ago. So if you live obviously in the rural parts of this county, you need to take immediate cover. This is a dangerous tornado, and it is on the ground as we speak. It looks like tonight moving through the west and southwestern part of the county. All right, let's go back to that map, and we'll show you another area that's pretty much impacted. Here in northern Texas, moving out of Wheeler County and moving into Hemphill County. Now tornado reported on the ground, moving north-northwest at 20 miles an hour around Gageby. If you spotters are tracking a large tornado there near Gageby, and it continues to move to the north-northwest at about 20 miles an hour. This has been a very busy area tonight. We were just talking to the public information officer in this area. He was talking about tractor trailers that have been blown over in through here. And, you know, even without getting a direct hit from the tornado, just getting some of what we call the outflow, or as these storms kind of collapse and then rebuild, you can get 70, 80-mile-per-hour winds. And again, as we look at this, the storm relative velocities, in other words, the way that the storm's showing wind field within the supercell itself, you can see this couplet signature showing up very strong, almost on a four-county line here. Again, we're Wheeler here, Gray, Hemphill. Not sure what this county is to the north of Gray County, but we'll probably get a tornado warning out for that one. There's a severe thunderstorm warning as we speak. All this, Roberts County, thank you, Paul. Roberts County, you're right on the edge of this. So if you live in eastern, southeastern Roberts County, you're very much close enough to this circulation so you can at least get some very, very strong winds as well. Big storm to the southwest of Pampa starting to develop. We need to keep an eye on that because all these storms that have developed in the southwestern part of Gray County have rotated. Every single one of them. And if you don't get the rotation, you're getting hail or high winds. And as you can see, Amarillo getting these bands of heavy rain, and that line lasts all the way down to the west of Lubbock. And if that decides to squeak to the east over Interstate 27 tonight, it is going to produce some very heavy rain. All right, I want to take a little break here, walk off the radar, and join my severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And, you know, Greg, when you go back to last year, March 11th through the 13th, we had that 91 tornadoes reported, biggest outbreak in March history. And here we are, at least with half of that in one day. Yeah. What does that tell you about this outbreak?
Well, this is certainly a very large outbreak, and it's not done yet either. With if it would produce 60 tornadoes, it would jump up into third place for March on all time in terms of the number of tornadoes. And it may very well go. I think we'll have tornadoes up until around 1 a.m., and then it'll turn a little bit quieter, more into heavy rain and some damaging winds, some hail.
I mean, I don't mean to take anything away from anyone tonight who's had any kind of damage, but how lucky are we that this is happening? You know, a lot of these reports you see rural counties are happening in the rural areas of the counties. I mean, how lucky are we that this isn't happening over I-35?
Well, absolutely. And tomorrow the threat will be over I-35, but knock on wood, our numerical models are suggesting that the tornado threat is not as great from this
What is
tomorrow.
making tonight so perfect for these? I mean, everything that's going up is spinning.
Well, we had all day the southeast winds, and then we had southwest winds aloft, and what we had to do was break a little bit of a cap that was present, a warm layer aloft. The wind shear was perfect. The air was very warm, very unstable, so once the storms could get going, they were assured to be rotating.
I mean, this satellite picture looks like a bomb went off in 4 states. I mean, what's going on here?
Yeah, and what I've drawn on there is a white line. That shows where the thunderstorms began late afternoon, and you can see they haven't moved much. So the storms just exploded. You saw how quiet it was in the very first frame there, but once the cap broke, once that warm layer aloft was eroded, the storms just exploded. They aren't moving much, so they're not going to get to Wichita tonight. They're not going to get to Oklahoma City, and that certainly is a good thing.
So where is the outlook for tonight and then tomorrow so we can alert the folks?
And I've added this greatest threat area because we do have these destructive tornadoes, places near North Platte, near Goodland and Dodge City, and over into western parts of Oklahoma. Oklahoma. We'll have some severe weather. It looks a little less likely to be too many tornadoes down there in the southeast New Mexico and southwest parts of Texas. But probably not getting to Oklahoma City, probably not getting to Wichita. But tomorrow it does get to Wichita and down into Austin and San Antonio.
All right, Greg Forbes. We'll be back with continuing coverage in just a moment.
Our goal is to beat the other guys by at least $300 to $800.
Well, this just in, new tornado video from Briscoe County, Texas, also close to the Donnelly County line as well. This is all to the kind of southeast of Amarillo, and it looks like a multi-vortex tornado. In fact, this is from earlier in the day. This is actually where this outbreak started, right there in parts of West Texas.
All right, so we're going to talk about this and show you. Here's the video. It all started here this morning. Let's bring in our severe weather expert, Dr. Greg Forbes. And Greg, listen and talk to this video that just came into the Weather Channel.
Well, you saw it there as one individual wedge-shaped, V-shaped tornado, but now it's turned into something that will begin to have multiple funnels. It's really cranking. You see the dust whirl that's being kicked up down near the ground. Now it begins to get very wide, and here you see two separate individual funnels. They're each rotating. They're each rotating counterclockwise, and they're part of a much wider tornado circulation. So quite an interesting tornado, multi-vortex tornado.
And Greg, can you also speak to the fact that sometimes people see a funnel cloud, it still doesn't mean that, well, it actually could mean that even though they don't see it touching the ground, it still could be a tornado on the ground.
Yeah, the thing to look at is very close to the ground because the tornado is defined by the winds at the ground, and as it rotates faster, it gets lower pressure at its center, and that basically will pull the funnel cloud down to the ground. The funnel represents the lowering of the pressure, whereas really it's a debris cloud right down near the ground. So we can see that at times there, that debris cloud down right at the surface, and as it intensifies, then sometimes it pulls the funnel down to the ground.
All right, thank you very much, Greg, for your expertise. That was video just into the Weather Channel from Texas earlier tonight. Again, of course, continuing coverage of the severe weather event, and what an event it's been.
So far, 3 reports of tornadoes in Briscoe County, 1 in Donnelly County, Texas.